So if there's another way, that let's do it another way. And so he goes back. To sleep. They're sleeping. They sleep. You're going to be here. You're sleeping. Said that you would show up. What does that mean? That means that just gone for an hour. Can't y'all? It's an hour. And he goes in the scriptures says the gospel. It was drops of like sweat, his own blood for anybody. He had to shed. And he, have you ever prayed the same prayer? And he's that there's another way that we can. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is heavy. Up and you will really pressure. It will do all kinds of stress. Somebody said, "No, Jesus never." And that brother was stressed out. The world, all of you going through, and he goes. Their sleep, so he goes back, and now there's a change. I'm gonna do this another way, but let you. It was at that moment that you. Isn't it something that I'm gonna go all? They show up. And Judas goes forward and kisses Jesus. And Peter, remember that? Because this is going to happen. Peter says, "Oh, I'll cut." That's why I got it. We got some kingdom. I know you be ready to ride. Right? Okay, and so Peter, when steps forward, off. His ear falls in the dust. Oh, Peter was hit you from a distance. And then this is the one, Jesus, he says, "Listen, it's not going to happen." His ear off, get then reaches in. Oh no. Oh. In 1 John chapter 5, in heaven, the Father, in St. John, beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, same as in the beginning. By him, by the made that was made. That means that made man. In it says, "And to the dust that he formed of the soldier." Isn't it something that the who is full of the word here without a chapter around the 11th day that God was going to say not for drink, but I submit to you, people can't hear the word. Anointed by God, cutting off the ears. man has been walking with a weapon. He's using the one that'll cut you, the one that will deliver you. The same one who has reached into the, he picked it up and put it. Now, if I was, I see who in here. It's like, and Jesus stayed sword, man. This thing. That ought to make you change. The thing that you've been using as a weapon to other sons, you better put that away. You better let it come into alignment with the anointing of God already declared. Jesus goes willingly. Take him because now it's not Wednesday. Wednesday, and they take council. These 70 and the religious leaders and they wanted to try him because it was night. So the priest said, let's take a decision. Let's tell Pilate all, make him feel threatened. But when, brother, you know what? Okay, no. Let's send you to Herod. But Herod sent back to Pilate. In the same night, he's marching. He's being ridiculed. And now that's where I get off. You spitting at me? No, see. Peter going to handle. I would have just looked at Peter. I'm looking at Peter. This one. 62 or not back then. So they get back and now Pilate, I don't find any fault with this. Find any fault. Now there was some, what this they say that Jesus simply said, "Thou hast." Come on, you can. There messes me up when people are doing them both. So I mean, but folks to lie, and Judas is still okay. They're getting ready to get him now because they're going to push him so, and he's going to go ahead, and it doesn't happen. And you know how they decided, okay, Hosanna. They're given a choice. Do we execute? Done anything wrong? Thief, criminal. Well, what should I do with you all? Were just singing Hosanna, celebrating and dancing because, and now you want them dead. It is. I'll just go. They put some bone and stones and stuff. This and they it's like a stump. His back exposed to his under. So he's away chunks of flesh 9 times. You can't even recognize it. And they wanted to make him miserable. And then with because Herod then said he wanted to put a robe on it. And they opened up all the wounds, and it made it even worse. He was going to crucify him. These for the Sanhedrin Council, and we talked about that. Two thorns, they were beat down to bleed even more, but is that the thorn contained in the head, they're able to allow those. They now have, because of the price that was paid out of your head. And so we have was going to do this thing and stone or cross 200, 300, and his arms to it on this narrow road, rock, stone. All right, and it was a ways to get that I believe was it Moriah, the same place before with Abraham, everything but the and that's what the Lord shall provide a sacrifice. Is being marched to that. And there was a man to help him get to that. On television, they were driven through his hand to believe. Actually do that, and but it's going to be even because that's when you hit. That's what they did. They drove spikes through. They got it in place to this big and so and then they put they to this crossbar, feet one on top of the other. That little